Any other announcements or introductions? Representative Tanzi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm not sure if this is the appropriate time for a point of personal privilege.
What is the point of personal privilege?
It is regarding something that appeared in the Public's Radio 19 issues on Friday, January 18th.
Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So, this past Friday, on January 18th, there was an article from one of the columnists, the political columnist from the Public's Radio, and it was very brief. He does 10 things that happened in the state, and as number 10, he remarked about how at the start of Tuesday's House session, there was an objection to the journal as read, and it ends by saying, Tanzi objected to the vote and later said she was shocked that the matter was settled in that way. She pointed to the episode as an example of what she called the overwhelming power of the Speaker. Mattiello and House spokesman Larry Berman offered a different explanation. They said if representatives miss session due to activity related to the legislature, the reason is specified, but not if the absence is due to a personal or family-based reason. So that rang untrue to me, and I did a quick bit of research, and in fact it was untrue, and I'd like to correct the record. If you look back to just last year...
No, I'm sorry, that's not a point of personal privilege, Representative. If the media was reporting incorrectly or offensively, that's a point of personal privilege. If you're suggesting that, hold on one second, if you're suggesting that the policy is wrong and you're somehow right, that's an internal discussion. All right, then proceed.
Thank you. So on 320, so the policy was stated as being that it was only if it was pertaining to legislative duties. On 320, Rep. Mendonça reported that he was unable to attend session due to Navy travel commitments. On 322, Rep. Mendonça again said that he was unable to travel due to Navy commitments. On 328 of last year, Rep. Villela unable to attend session due to a family obligation out of state. On 4-5, Rep. Abney was allowed to have an announcement read that he was unable to attend session due to traveling to Texas to accept a Distinguished Alumni Award.
All right, thank you. You are arguing internal policy. That's not a point of personal privilege. Hold on, turn Representative Tanzi's mic on. Proceed. I think you're arguing policy. It sounded to me like they reported it correctly and you're disagreeing that that's the correct policy, but they reported what you said and what I said pretty accurately.
And what the spokesman for the House of Representatives said, Mr. Berman, was inaccurate, and it was reported in the media inaccurately as to what our policy is. So I am correcting the record that I was wrongly ruled out of order last Tuesday. And I have here about 15 specific items whereby that is proven. It goes on. Rep. Edwards is unable to attend session due to traveling to Israel. Rep. Kennedy, unable to attend and missed his perfect attendance for 30 years. He was going to a study tour in Israel. A couple more days that they missed in Israel, and then it goes, Rep. Abney is unable to attend session on 5/8 due to a prior commitment in his district. Rep. Ackerman is unable to attend session due to her son's college graduation in New York. Rep. Tabone is unable to attend due to a military commitment. Rep. Mendonça is unable to attend due to an unforeseen commitment. Rep. Quattrochi is unable to attend on several days because he volunteered to chaperone the Situate Middle School's trip to Washington, D.C. And so I am just pointing out that, in fact, my announcement, which was not read on the House floor for the reasons of my absence, were in fact in order.
Okay, so we're going to clarify the House's policy so that we all know what it was, because
it is important, Mr. Speaker.
Absolutely, and to be quite frank, I think some of you saw me call up Larry Berman because I noticed that the announcement today indicated that someone went to one of the conferences, and it was reported. So I myself indicated to Mr. Berman that I expect consistency, and here's the policy as the House is going to move forward. And I will explain what I believe the difference was in your request. The policy going forward is that if you cannot be here, the journal will reflect that you're unable to be here, period. If you're unable to be here because of an official act of some type, something connected with your legislative responsibilities, the journal will simply reflect that you're unable to be here because you were at a conference or some other official or legislative type duty, period. A journal is a reflection of what occurred on that particular day, not what's going to occur. What made your request stand out, Representative Tanzi, is that you indicated what you were going to surely do when you came back. It was regarding...
Because...
Hold on, I'm speaking, and this is not a debate. This is a statement of our policy. The debate has ended. What Representative Tanzi asked is to make note that she would have attended the session and that she certainly will when she gets back. That's a statement of a future action which we have never placed in any journal, and in all of the examples you cited, none came close to doing that. So it's like an elastic band. A little bit, nobody notices, you go too far and it snaps. Your request was far beyond what we ever put in a journal. It was a thought about a future action and not what occurred in the past, and it didn't state the simple reason why you weren't in session. So this is not a debate, it's not debatable. That will be our policy moving forward. Very clear. This is not a debate. That will be our policy, and it will be applied very, very equally to everybody. Before you got up today, Representative Tanzi, I had called Larry Berman up to make sure that we are consistent. Now, overall, our request of communications are simply that we're unable to be here. That's the overwhelming communication that is recorded. We have never once stated how you will vote in the future, what you will surely do in the future, what your future plans are. That was your request. That is inappropriate, and that policy we will. Well, I didn't acknowledge you, Representative. That's why your microphone is not on. We have rules. You are standing and discussing in a non-debatable subject. This is a formal representative. We've heard your point of personal privilege. I understand. That is correct, because you're out of order and nope, I am stating for every representative in here what our future policy is. Was that clear, concise, and understandable by everybody in the room? All right. Since everybody just responded yes and they understand, that will be how we move forward.